What's up, everybody? So back at it again on the Model Roadster. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the lower shock mounts for the back. On the front, I got my Vega box, so I'm definitely gonna work on that. So yeah, let's set it up. Let's do it. Let me push this car out a little bit, give us some space, and we'll be good to get started. All right, let me bring you guys down to what I'm going to be doing down here. So you guys can see these shock mounts I got to throw on here. So I just picked these up. So these weren't actually too bad. I picked them up on eBay for like 30 bucks. They're like 36 bucks, but I just want to make it as easy as I possibly can. I'm gonna clean up the bottom down here, and then pretty much I'll show you guys, bring you guys down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm kind of working with down here. So if you see where the shocks are, right, I'm gonna go ahead and add these onto the bottom corner. Towards this way. Let me see if I can give you guys a better view. Let's see if there's probably can. Let me bring this a little bit lower.
How you doing, bud?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys where this is gonna kind of go. I'm gonna have to clean it up, but it's gonna go right in here, and then I'll throw some tacks. Or just push it in a little bit closer, right about here. I'm gonna tack it in. Should be able to weld it right here, and then should be ideal. Shouldn't hit. Well, the other thing I'm thinking of doing, actually, to be honest, is I still have to bolt this down tight, tack the top, and then just kind of go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up. Sure, this type of stuff you guys don't want to see, so I'm gonna go ahead, clean it up, and then tack weld it and kind of show you guys the result from there. And I'm gonna do it on both sides so you guys can see that. All right, so the rear shocks are welded up. Welded that piece there, welded that down there. I actually added those bushings at the bottom side, just so I can give it a little bit of space. You see the little gap right there. I did it on both sides. Look at this side right here. Because I needed that bushing just so it can, the shock wouldn't be rubbing up against the rear end. But overall, I think it turned out good. So yeah, pretty stoked about it. So that's that, and hopefully you guys like that right there. Here's the other side of it. You can see I'm thinking of cutting these back. I'm actually thinking of cutting right about here across and then kind of taking some of this off. So that's the next thing for me to do. All right, so I'm back at it again. You know, you're seeing that I was heating my spindles, but what happened is, let me show you guys real fast. The way it's set up right now, my tie rod isn't straight. It's kind of to an angle because this one here, the spindle here, needs to go out just about an inch to keep that line straight. So you want it straight when you're heating up your spindles. That way they match up, and then you don't have any interference where it's hitting. Here, let me put this here. Keep my wheel straight right now. There you go. Show you guys real fast what I'm talking about. But so I'm gonna throw some heat on this again. Show you guys real briefly as to what I'm kind of talking about. Let me see. I can't do this with both hands. Give me a second. All right. I don't know if you guys can tell, but if you look at it from up here, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's really not straight. It's just off by about an inch on my tie rod. It's hard to tell if you're like, if you see it from my angle, I can definitely see that it needs to come out just a tad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna warm it up, heat it up, and then just pull it out a little bit more. And then the other thing that's gonna help me is, if you notice here, watch, I'm gonna see down here, what happens is my spindle here with the wheel on, where is it at? Oh, I can't turn it all the way, but this actually hits right in here. It's because well, you know what? Let me take my jack off. Remove that jack. You'll just be able to see a little bit better. Check it out. So it hits right there. Well, I want to avoid that from happening, right? I'll be able to try to get as much of a turn as I possibly can. But that right there is what's happening. It's just going way too far. So I'm gonna avoid it by heating this up, bring it out just about an inch. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and throw some more heat. Now I got it that angle that I want. I'm gonna get it towards the bottom here so I can just straighten out this last piece. That way it's parallel. And it looks like now I should be where I want to be. So it's just a matter of letting that cool off a little bit, throw some more heat down here, and I'll bring that one down. That way it doesn't force that one up there to go back in. Let's see if I can do it. All right, so finished heating it up. Just gonna let it cool down a bit, and then just gonna go from there. I'm gonna go ahead and check the measurement on it to see that it's good. But you can tell right here, it's you guys can see it. But let me see if I can bring it down a little bit. You guys down. Looks to be parallel now. At least that down there. But it did come out what I needed it to come out to. So once it cools off, I want to put it on, and then we'll just kind of go from there, and then I'll go on to the next thing I'm gonna be doing. Let me show you guys some other stuff that I happen to get. So let me turn my camera around. All right, guys. So look, check this out. I went to my metal store. And I purchased some round tubing. I'll show you guys. See this round tubing here? So I purchased that so I can make my own tie rods. If you look at the one that I have on here already, they sell these at Speedway, right? These right here. So I need to make another one for my additional steering. So it was a lot cheaper for me to buy a 22 footer to make my own because it's I believe it's a 0.875 or 7/8 tubing with the 1/8 wall on it. 22 feet for $30. I'm sorry, get that wrong. 22 feet for $50. I have my tap. I have a left and a right, so I can put my own 11/16, 18 tie rod ends. Instead of buying a $45 piece, I have 22 feet of it. Buying that 45-inch piece I was looking at like I believe like $46. So I bought my own tubing. I'm gonna just thread each end, measure my own sides. Something you guys could do at home yourselves too. Save yourselves a lot of money. So I'm gonna be doing that. You'll be seeing that as well as I add my my tie rod ends. But like I said, I'm gonna let this cool down right now, and then I'll try it on and see if they got parallel. Let me show you guys the back too. I don't know if I showed you guys the back while we're at it. I finished my rear shocks. You can see I welded the bung there. I actually added another bung down here just to kind of keep it level. But the shocks are in on both sides. Mock up for now. Actually turned out pretty good, so kind of like the way that turned out. So happy with that. And next thing is just move on to the next thing that I got to do at this point is my steering. That's why I got that piece of round tube, so I can make my own links for my tie rods. All right, let's let this cool down, and we'll go from there. All right, so here's the other angle from the opposite side. Tells much straighter now. Definitely a difference, and I think that's what you want. You want to make sure it's parallel. It's not crooked or anything. So sweet. Next thing is figuring out my steering, making out the other link, you know, cutting the bar that I just got, like I was saying, tapping that, just kind of measuring it. But we'll go and put the steering and go from there. Show you guys how I do it. All right, guys. So this is my first tie rod link that I've made. Actually, it came out pretty good. It was pretty easy to do. I would have showed you guys the process. But like I said, I had bought that tubing. I have a right thread and a left-hand side thread tap, so I can tap the tube, put it in my lathe, stuck it all the way inside. I only had like 5 inches coming out, and then what I did is I had attached my my tap into this here, and bam, it was like butter, in and out quick. So what I did is I cut it to length. This is the same one that's actually an inch longer than this black one right here, because this black one that's on right now is too short. My my drag link, well, my end links right there stick out way too far, so you don't want that to be an issue, you know, when you're adjusting. So at least here you have more meat that's grabbing the tube, and then you still have enough space to adjust if so. So that was the whole purpose of that one, making this one here. That one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use that one possibly for depending if I go with the Vega or not, or if not, I use it towards my gearbox, just so I can grab the top of the spindle on the opposite side. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fit this one up and see how this fits. This one's just about an inch longer than the black one there. All right, so we're back at it again. Let me show you guys what I've done so far. I ended up doing my other drag link for the Roadster pickup. Cut it, made it, and I'm definitely gonna go with the Vega box. So my next thing is, if you see, I actually purchased the 2-inch drop pitman arm for the Vega, because I needed to get it as level as possible. So what I'm gonna do is mock this up and put it up, and then go from there. Kind of I have the bracket already kind of bolted onto it. I'm gonna set it up on the frame, possibly make like another piece behind it so I can be able to weld it into the frame, and just to have a little bit more sturdiness on it. So yeah, let's go ahead and mock it up and see how it turns out right now. I'll just set you guys up on my stand here. All right, so the way I'm gonna mock it up for now is just gonna be, I'm gonna use my jack stand here, set this up, because I want to try to have this as level as possible when I'm mocking it up. So I'm gonna put it as close as I can to this mount right here, and see if I can. I mean, to the motor mount. Let's see if I can do this shit. Oh heck yeah! All right, so that fits pretty good right there. Let me put my tie rod onto it. Kind of had a okay. So my tie rod attached to it. Trying to see if I bring this a little bit lower. So I can set this up. I don't know if you guys can see, but bring you guys down right about here. I'm gonna try to level this just a little bit higher.
have it. Shoot, let me see if I can get some pliers to kind of hold it in its place, and I could tack it. Some pliers in there. Okay. Yeah, the main goal is to kind of have it parallel to your other length that you have. Right now at that height, I'm up just a tad, but I think it'll be fine if I just go up just a little bit. But I want it as close as I can here. That way I have that clearance too. So let me see. Scream it out a little bit. Oh. Let me show you guys. I think that's gonna be a pretty good spot, to be honest. Here, let me move it. All right, so here, let me show you guys. So you can tell, you know, it's at a little angle, but on when it comes to it being parallel, it's just off by a tad. That's not gonna make a big of a difference. But I think that's gonna be the ideal spot for it. Looks level to me there, and it's not coming up too high. Maybe I don't know, like a ½ inch, maybe less, from the other link. Let me see if you guys can see down here, but it's not off by that much. No, I kind of dig it. I think I'm gonna go this route, and I'll figure out my steering once I get my my column. We'll kind of go from there. I think I'm gonna tack it there, and I'll tack it up on top here, do a tack here, and then underneath here where the rest of it is, I'll tack it there as well. And my best bet would be to add some kind of bracing on the inside, maybe from here to here, just to stiffen that up. I think that's gonna work right there. Look at that, it's rubbed right up against that mount. But either way, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack it for now. Tack it up on top, tack it on the bottom, lay the motor on top just to make sure that it's not gonna interfere. I don't think so. But yeah, if this works out, oh dude, I think I'm kind of happy with it. I think it's gonna be just fine. Yeah, good thing I bought that 2-inch drop pitman arm, because if not, you can just imagine this pitman arm would have been straight up here. It would have been way too high. It wouldn't have worked as well. So I think this is gonna be ideal, having that on there. So this will bolt on right here. The two other ones bolt on from the opposite side. So once it's tack welded, dude, should be plenty strong. Just to hold it for now, I'll build a bracket to go on the inside, just to give it that additional strength to maintain that the gearbox, because the gearbox is a little heavy. So you can just imagine with the motor and everything, some of that twisting that's gonna cause on it. So I want to make sure that it's stiff enough that it stays in there, and it doesn't come off. So most people, they actually box that area up to you know, just that way you have that extra strength. So either I box it up or I add just a plate on the inside. I'm unsure. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna tack it for now. When the time comes, I'll make my mind up then, because I want to make sure I put the motor in and everything's good and there's enough clearance on it. So yeah, let's go ahead and tack it up. We'll go from there. cool. Things stack welded in there. Should stay, shouldn't go anywhere. Alright, now that I got that in, let's see if we can that's in there. We'll tighten this up, we'll tighten the pitman arm, that way it's nice and tight. Get that going and just kind of go from there, guys. So yeah, that's another piece of the puzzle. Once I think what I'm gonna do is once I'm able to, once I take the body off, I'll put the motor on just to make sure that, hey, everything fits good. Take the body off, I'll flip the frame over, give it a nice beat on the underside. That way it's nice and strong up here. It's good. I think it'll be fine. Worst case, I can grind this off, but I just laid it on there. I mean, I'm not gonna put it any lower unless I really need to, but my flathead does sit a little bit high. Should be okay. If not, like I said, we'll grind it off, bring it down a little bit lower, but I think that's as low as I can possibly go. The clearance here is actually pretty good, so I'm kind of happy with that. Yeah, we'll just kind of go on from there. So until next time, I guess, I'll show you guys me putting the motor in and kind of going from there, and hopefully by then you'll see the progress that I've made with the car. So definitely happy with the way it turned out. I like how we did these links, saved myself some money with that as well, so kind of happy with that. Yeah, hopefully you guys like the content on this build. It's coming along, so yeah, look for the next video, whatever I do. It's kind of been taking me a couple weeks because I just kind of been busy, but hopefully you guys like what's been going on with it. All right, until next time, guys. Thanks.